Hey guys. Oh, my mic working? Okay, good. Hi. Welcome in. No music today. In case you didn't notice, I am really sick of dealing with the copyright things. I'm sick of listening to Swords of Magic music on stream. It just gets tedious after a while because it's only have like 40 minutes or 30 minutes something like that of music, and then after you loop that like 5 or 6 times, it's just like I want to listen to something new. And I'm not working on Swords of Magic right now, so I want to do something new anyway. But yesterday we listened to Chill Hop, which is supposed to be copyright free according to their website, and like I don't know, maybe I'm not understanding which ones are copyright free or how to find them. I don't know, but I got a copyright claim yesterday on the YouTube stream, so which is fine. It doesn't really matter because I don't monetize those anyway because it's not worth the effort. So I don't really care. But I'm just sick of dealing with it. I don't want to like be promoting or doing the copyright thing. So yeah, we're just not gonna do music today. So listen to your own music if you want to. Maybe I'll set up a thing where I can like post like what I'm listening to if you want to listen to the same thing, but it kind of seems like unnecessary. So anyway, after I pour water over myself, we'll get to work. Hi Oob, how are you? Okay, so today we're working on, I added some stuff yesterday. So as you can see here, we have stats now. I drew this little arm for the strength stat. What I love about this is that these stats, like you might be able to tell what they are, but since there's no text, it's just sort of like you just kind of have to figure out like what each one is, and like you can just kind of like leave it up to your imagination, which is kind of fun. There's now a health bar system. I have it set to 1 health by default because I was testing to make sure it does this little animation here. So we can have as much health as we want. We just put in the number and it just auto-populates how many hearts we need. And it'll just like go across the whole screen here. We'll probably start with 4 health, which will give you 2 full hearts. And then when you take damage, you'll go down to half a heart and then 0 hearts or empty heart. We're going to set up our equipment system today so we can actually like we can pick up items, right? And they go in your inventory, and also set up this cool hover effect. There's a shadow under it, but I'm wondering if that's overkill or maybe we don't need it. And also I got the quest system working almost entirely, so now you can click on him and you get a quest. You get an annoying sound effect, but we're having a little bit of an issue with layering. Like when he walks in front of trees, he sometimes like ends up like on top of the tree when he should be behind it. You'll see right here when he goes back here. See, like he like is on top of the tree and it should have been behind it the whole time. So when you look into that, there he is again. It like just snaps a little too late, I guess. So he might be floating a little bit. It's hard to tell because we have orthographic and we have fully lit scene. So there's that. I'm actually considering maybe like switching the camera mode from orthographic, angling it down more and doing more of like a third person kind of perspective rather than like a top down perspective, and then having everything just like layered in the background, which would be kind of cool, but also might be harder to like do like a search and find with. So I haven't decided how I want to handle that or if we want to do that yet. Anyway, so yeah, I also built a chest yesterday, so you can see like this requires a, oh, this is supposed to be a, oh, never mind. So I can also set, interesting, sometimes this is not popping back up because it's already playing. Let me fix that, I guess. So yeah, when you like complete the quest or whatever, so the chest is technically just has a quest, and then you give it the item it wants to open the thing. So most items will just work with like the quest system like that, which is kind of nice. I'm actually considering kind of refactoring a little bit so I can put the quests on other objects too, but I might just make all those other objects a chest, because I should be able to just go in and set like, I guess I didn't set that up, but I should be able to. Let's do this really quick. So right now, yeah, so these are not variables, but they could be. We could have like an open hover and closed hover. and open non-hover and close non-hover as variables, and then we could technically put like a crate in or a box or whatever we wanted, and then you can just like click it and it, yeah, and then it should just work. So even though like they're not all like technically chests, they could just be whatever. So I probably won't worry about making that more generic. Probably just use this over again, but we'll see. We'll see if we need it. If we need it, then I'll make it more robust. What's up, DD? Hey, Maz. Anyway, yeah, so we're getting close. I think yesterday what I was working on was setting up, I got the stats set up. I need to actually like give the player like stats on their like save data stuff, which we'll do that today. And then we need to actually make it so you can actually equip items. Oh, right. And I also set it up so when you pick up objects, you can click them. Oh, I took the print off, I guess. But when you click on these, it does like send a thing, so it knows it's being clicked on now. So we need to set it up so we can actually like consume them or use them. I think I have it set up to like actually remove the whole actor, and needs to just remove one of them. We'll see. What I'm concerned about, looks like you got a lot done since last stream. Yeah, I did. It's moving along really fast. I mean, that's what happens when you're making a single player game. It's like really simple compared to a multiplayer game. One thing I'm running into though, oh, that water is so weird. This hint water is like, it's really weird. You drink it and it's like, oh, it's just regular water, like there's no flavor. And then as soon as you like stop drinking and like it's off your tongue, then suddenly you get hit with like the flavor. It's really strange. I love it though. I don't know. We were left with a bunch of like drinks and stuff from the vacation that no one wanted to bring on the airplane, obviously. So we just brought it home, like whatever we could fit in the car, and this is one of them, so I gotta try it. Anyway, so yeah, right. So part of the inventory problem I'm running into is that I have a function for removing items, like for quests, and but the problem is like it finds it does a reverse loop on all of your consumables or inventory, and finds the last one in the list to remove the item from. So. And I don't want players to like, I don't think drag and drop is like necessary because there's just not going to be that many items you'll have in your inventory. It just doesn't seem, I don't know. We might add that in later, but so I wonder if like, say we have 2 stacks of apples, for example, and we can't get that much right now, but because you can have 10 in a stack. Well, let's just hypothetically say we had 2 stacks of apples, and you click the first of the stacks. You'd think that this would like bring this stack from 10 to 9. And this other stack over here would just stay 10 or whatever. But because of the way the inventory works, it would just like find the first one on the end and remove that one, which would keep your inventory cleaner. So you'd have like all your like full stacks over here. It won't like auto sort it though either. So if you like pick up an apple and then you pick up a health potion and then you pick up another apple, well, I mean, it'll fill this stack first, but once this stack is full, it'll add a new stack after the health potion. So your inventory might get a little messy and that might drive people nuts. So we could add like some sorting features, or we just auto sort every time you pick something up. It just automatically sorts everything based on like name or something. Haven't decided how we're gonna do that yet, but as of right now, I think we're just gonna kind of leave it and let it be, and then we'll see if people complain about it, and if they do, then that's when we'll fix it. We're still getting weird camera glitches. That's whatever then. Is there a reason to have a stack limit? I guess not. I guess technically we could just have like infinite stacks. I kind of like the idea that like once you had a full stack of something, you couldn't pick up any more of them. Like it'll just error and like you can't take it. Because that means I can design around like limitation and scarcity, right? So for example, like health potions, right? Like you drink a health potion, it'll probably just give you like a full heart. Or maybe it'll just fill up all your hearts, who knows? But like if I wanted that to be, if you could just have like hundreds of them, then there are situations like, for example, okay, let's build out a scenario here. Let's say there's an NPC somewhere that will trade you a gold coins, like 10 gold coins or whatever. Let's say you get coins from all over the place, which will be like a separate like inventory thing down here at the bottom or something, or maybe up here. Let's just say he'll give you a health potion for 10 gold coins. Well, you can go around and let's say there's another NPC that will like give you a gold coin for apples. So you go gather all these apples, right? And you can just leave the level and come back in and it'll reset everything, because I just like we'll have to do that, right? Otherwise there's like finite resources and that might feel bad. So let's just say we go back in and we just sell all of our apples and we get like hundreds of health potions now. And now like, and you can just do that infinitely, right? So we can have like millions of gold if we wanted to. And now we have like infinite health. So like no matter what we do, like you can't really like lose unless you're trying to like fight a monster or whatever, that like literally you can't get that high. Like even if you did roll a perfect roll, which I'm going to allow players to still do if they aren't, not calculating it. But yeah, so like, I don't know, it just feels like if there's a limitation, if there's a limit, then there's no reason to go get infinite gold. I mean, you still could. And we could even do like a limit on gold, like you only have 100 at a time or something. But like having limits just sort of like puts players in a position where like there's not a reason to keep doing that same thing over and over and over again. Like in Swords of Magic, once you start growing a farm, like once you start building a farm, you can build like a massive farm, right? And make millions of gold. And because we don't really have a limit on how much gold you can have at a time, then players are happy to do that. And maybe that's fine. It's like, I don't think it's a bad thing, but it does mean that players will spend ages growing things and harvesting them and like farming just to get that gold up higher and higher, which kind of makes anything related to gold trivial in the game for the rest of the game, right? Which I don't really love. But in a game where you have like a limit, like let's say you only hold 100 gold, that means like once you've got your 100 gold, there's no reason to pick up more gold. So then you like just go play the game for a while, right? Until you run out of gold, and then you know how to get more gold if you want, and that's fine. You can come back and do that. But like, there's no reason to keep farming that gold. Like you just want to go play the game then, because yeah. So I think limitations, like having a limit like that, is a good thing. And like I said, maybe we don't even allow multiple stacks. One thing is like, because we can have multiple stacks, like, so let's just say like I was only gonna have like 9 consumable slots, right? So let's say I do have a scroll bar built in here, so if we do get more, we can scroll up and down. So we could have infinite. That'd be fine. So yeah, and right now you can have multiple stacks of that item, so there's really no reason not to. I don't know. If you go over X of an item, you just can't pick up more. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Have gold pouches that you upgrade throughout the game to hold larger amounts of coins. Maybe. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. So now here's the problem with that. I am doing everything I possibly can to have no text in the game. This is text right here, but I think I'm going to replace these with icons. And as of right now, there's no other text in the game other than this. And I'm still want to do that. So the only thing I'd have to like localize for other languages would be numbers, and that's like incredibly easy to do. I can do that all myself, like with like 20 different languages if I need to. It should be super easy. So if I can get away with having no text in the game, that would be awesome. And if I can somehow teach players to play that with no text, or play the whole game with no text, that would be awesome too. So that's kind of my plan. But that means that like when we have upgrades like that or certain things like that, it means we can't show any text to like say what it does or explain it. We can't do tutorials. So if we have like a gold limit, we could have like a gold icon, like gold pouch icon, and then maybe you find like a new gold pouch, whatever, and it has like a gold pouch icon and then like a plus sign next to it. And that might be like, oh, that upgrades the amount of gold I can have. Maybe you'll get that, but maybe only easily do it with pictures too. I think so too. I think that would be possible, but I just have to be careful about that kind of stuff when we're designing it. Is that like, can I tell players that with an image or multiple images? Okay, let's get stats set up accurately, and then we will start working on. Yeah, maybe we'll change our inventory so you can't pick up more after you have you have one stack. I think that just makes more sense. There's no reason to have like multiple stacks of apples when you, especially since you can't drop them. And we could set that up, like maybe you just right click and it just drops it, you know, somewhere on the screen or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think we don't worry about that. I think we just stop players from picking it up once you've got 10. Okay, so first of all, let's go to our tree. No, where's our items? Spawn items. Let's just do amount. Let's do 5 to 8, I guess. So we can for sure get more than 10. See, and like this works, like stacking and all this stuff works, which makes me feel kind of bad because like I got this all working. Now we're just gonna scrap it, but that's okay. All right, now let's go to our inventory. So here's another issue. Damn it. So let's say you have 7 out of 10 in your apple stack and you pick up 5 apples. That means we either destroy the entire stack of apples you picked up and only give you 3 of them, so you've wasted some. Also, we're not even like showing players how many are in a stack, so maybe that's not a big deal. Or maybe we just design everything around being like just dropping 1. We only have 1 every time something drops, except for coins maybe. Why do you need to remove the stacks? Because it's almost arbitrary. Okay, so a couple of things. Brandon, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Oh, right. Good call. Yeah, so the pouch will say, you're right. Put the number on the pouch. Yes. So if we did like a gold pouch with like 50 to start, and then you found another pouch later that said like 100, you would know that you were increasing your gold limit. Yes, that would be great. Easy peasy. Yeah, good call. This is why I like streaming game development, because like 17 or 20 different people throwing out ideas is way better than one person just designing everything. It just, everything turns out so much better. Okay, so serious, let's talk through this one more time. So for example, for right now, I can't remove these stacks. So if I can only hold 9 consumables and I lock us out here, that means if you picked up, 90 apples, now you can't pick up any other items and you're kind of screwed yourself, right? Like you can't, like I can't pick up a potion or whatever, or any other consumables. Now consumables might be a different story because you could technically just eat them. So you could just like eat the apples to get rid of them. And like that wouldn't really have any negative consequences, I don't think.
With the PAX West booth goal.
What? Brandon, thank you so much for the $50. That was really kind of you. Yeah. Yeah, that goal is, we're slowly chipping away at it. I'm excited about it. Thank you, appreciate it. You have 7 apples and the maximum of the stack is 10, but you pick up 5, then give 3 for the player, drop 2 on the ground, or leave there when the player would pick it up. Yeah, so but that might be difficult, right? Because like if I just click this and then nothing happens and I don't notice that I get this in my inventory, that might be confusing. And then when I click it again, it'll just like shake or whatever, like just say I can't pick it up again, or I can't pick it up. And then I probably learn like, oh, I'm already full, right? But that might be kind of confusing when I click the first time. Right click could drop them. The problem, like one of the problems is like, where does it drop? Maybe if you right click, it just pops up and shows like a trash can and then like an X or like a check and you just click X to like never mind, and then check to like, yeah, destroy this. Or maybe you right click and it just pops up a little like a little bubble that just has a trash can on it. And if you click the trash can, it destroys the stack. And if you click off, then nothing happens. It goes away. What? Donation window is open still? I don't know if it's just me, but it's echoing. Oh, gotcha. That's funny. Recycle bin works. Yeah, I think maybe the recycle bin is the best choice. So, but still, okay. So like now let's just think about like what's the reason for that? Like what is the purpose of letting players have multiple stacks and limiting the stack size? Like why not just let this go up to 999 or something, you know, or even more? Like, I mean, other than the fact that like your number is going to go across the whole damn screen and that's going to like mess up other inventory items, right? I guess we can have a scale down, but still, we're arbitrarily limiting players to like of holding a certain amount of items, which I think is probably fine. I don't know. Maybe we just allow players to have as much as they want, and then you can just scroll through. Like these already have scroll bars built into them, I believe, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, these already have scroll. They're already scroll boxes, so technically I can just keep scrolling. I don't know. There's a scroll box in the inventory component, or the gear. I mean, get rid of that one. This one has a scroll box. So if I just pick up, let's do, let's go back to our tree. Let's just do like 45 and 90, I guess. I don't know. No, 60. I need to fix that because you can't pick up the... That wasn't enough. Oh, how did I get 40 and 55 and what? Okay, my inventory system is broken. Only one of these worked correctly. Huh. Bug found. What's up, Crimson? Thanks. It's a search and find RPG. Don't pay no attention to the... What? How did that even break? 51. Yeah, I think maybe we just... You can only pick up one at a time. Maybe just gold is the only one that you can pick up multiples of. Because then I don't have to worry about like... I mean, I can fix this, right? Like we can fix this bug. This is not the end of the world. But like some of these trees will drop 2, right? But that one drops 2. That makes so much more sense just to drop multiples of the one rather than having each one of these be like a stack of multiple items. It's just more visually appealing, and then it feels really good when like 3 or 4 things like pop out. It's not that there's not a clamp on the value. It's just when I think what I've done wrong is where is the inventory? Right here. That's if we can't stack. We just add an item. That's fine. Find an existing stack. If we don't find an existing stack, we couldn't find a new stack, so we just added a new one. But the problem is we're adding that new one, but we're not considering what if this new item has more than the stack holds. This is the problem right here. But like this wouldn't be a problem if we just didn't allow multiple items to drop. So I'm thinking when we add items, we just clamp this to 1. I might do a thing like I don't have gold set up yet, but maybe we'll do a thing where we add an item, we'll check to see if this is like gold, if this is a gold data asset, and if it is, then we'll just like do a new thing up here where we just add the gold. Then I don't have to worrying about stacks, because then I can just clamp everything in here. So we can still have stack sizes. It's just we won't allow players to pick up more than one thing, because that's my concern is if you pick up 3 apples and you have if you can only hold 9, or you can only hold 10 apples and you pick up 3 of them and you have 9 already, then like 2 of those apples just go to waste or just sit on the ground, and that is like confusing because then you don't know if like you actually picked up one of those apples or what happened, and you don't know how many are in a stack right now, so I'd have to add that in too. So I think step 1 is like let's just do that. But then also we need to figure out, do we want players to actually be able to like stack or have multiple stacks, or do we just prevent players from picking up past the first stack? Or do we just allow players to have as many stacks of something as they want, but then what's the purpose of putting a limitation on the stacks if you can just have infinite stacks anyway, infinite slots of those stacks? Like then there's no reason to put a limitation on like 10 apples. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff. More satisfying to suck up the items, maybe hold left click. Yeah, that could be cool. Anyway, so let's just well, this is like all overly complicated now for I don't know. Let's just fix the actual error and then we can clamp it later, or we can just design around not adding multiple items if we don't want to. That way if we really need to later we can. So instead of putting this right here, let's just break this and let's do get stack size. Ugh. In case there's a bonus tag, we'll put that there. And then what we'll do is we'll take the amount minus the stack size. If that's greater than 0. Oh, we can't just do the stack size. We need to do whatever is greater. What is the node for that? Min? No, max. I mean, obviously it's max, but like I forgot if it was called min. We take the max of these two. So if the stack size is bigger, we just put the no, that's not right. We do min. Whichever is smaller is what we want. So if we're trying to add 15 apples, the stack size is smaller than 15 apples, so we'll add the stack size to make 1 stack, and then we'll have the amount remaining minus the stack size. So 15 minus 10 would be 5. 5 is greater than 0. So we do this here. This is gonna get messy. That's okay. If it's not greater than 0, that means we don't have any left. So we've just filled everything into that 1 stack. We're good to go. We're done. We populate the inventory and we're finished. If we do though, then we need to take this number and we need to call this again. We need to call add item again. With this number. Let's just do this over here actually. Either way, it's a mess. Whatever. It doesn't matter. There we go. We fixed it. See, now we have infinite stacks. Oh, we don't scroll far enough down. That's weird. But like, what's the point of this? You know what I mean? Like, we can do it, but what's the purpose here? If you play a regular RPG, inventory management is very usual. Yeah, I agree, but like, what's the point? Like, if we do this, this is fine. We can just have infinite items. I don't have a problem with this. It's a casual game. Who cares if you have infinite items, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is why only allow a stack size of 10 then if we're just going to allow players to have infinite stacks? The only reason to have a stack size of 10 is if we allow only one stack, or we allow only a finite number of items in the inventory. So there's no reason to have a scroll wheel. We should just clamp it at a certain amount of items, which means I have to add more stuff into the item add thing and make sure like we don't have already 9 items. I think 9 items is fine. Like, we can clamp it at 9 items, but I think we should also just set it up so you can only have 1 stack of each item. But here's the problem. How do we teach players that? How do players know, like, they already have 10 of that stack and then you go to pick up another one and it just shakes? Like, are players going to, like, is that going to click for them, or are they going to be confused and think it's a bug? The scroll wheel doesn't look very pretty. Well, yeah, it doesn't look very pretty. It's just a default scroll wheel right now. The whole inventory thing on the bottom is going to be redone. I'm going to draw. I want each one to be like its own like little inventory section. It's not going to be like one long strip. I was actually looking on Pinterest to try to find some inspiration for that. But it's probably just going to be like one little like bag like image right here for the stats, and then another one for equipment, another one for consumables, and then a big one for inventory. So that'll be all. That none of this is all. This is all very, whatever. But yeah, this doesn't look great, especially since it like falls off the side of it, right? But yeah, I think we ditched the scroll wheel. I put it in as like that way we can have infinite items. At least in consumables we shouldn't, and maybe in the inventory we could have a scroll wheel. But like this whole thing's gonna fill with inventory. It's gonna be like, I don't know, like 60 items or something you put in here, I think. So we have 3 rows of like probably 15 each, so 45 items, which is already probably plenty of inventory. And I'm already thinking that quest items, like for example, let's say this key you get, right? Uh-oh, this is a problem. Uh-oh. Oh no, how do we solve this? How do we solve this problem? I was actually thinking about this being an issue the other day. But like this key, for example, is like related to this level and only works in this level. So I think what you should do is set it up so when you leave this level, all of your inventory here, or all, maybe we'd have like a quest section here with like quest items in it, and that could have a scroll wheel maybe, because that would be fine. And then all of those items get deleted. Like when you leave the level, those are all gone. So when you come back in, the level is like basically fresh again, I think. Or maybe we don't. Maybe we just save the level in the state it was in before. So if you've already opened this chest, then it just stays open, right? So when you come back to the level, you know it's already done. But that's also kind of lame, because then you can't like do the levels over again. But all the quest things you're getting will just be one and done things, I think. Why limit stacks? Let them people collect their apples. I found infinite stacks became an issue for me when I wanted to split or sell a set amount. Yeah, well, in this game I don't have to worry about that, because it like for example, this guy had a quest, right, for he wants apples, right, for some mysterious, oh, there's a shadow behind that now. That's not good. Need to fix that. So he wants apples. So what I would do is, if you were going to sell something, he would just show you how many coins you were going to get. So it would say like 1 apple, and then it would say like 5 coins or whatever. that's how you would sell things in the game. So you would only be able to sell as many as you wanted at a time. So if you wanted to sell 15 of them, you'd have to click in 15 times. So shops are just literally going to be quests that give you money in exchange, which is no different than whatever. And I already have it set up. So like this is the like, let's go find our Apple quest. This one. So if I just check repeatable here, then I can go in, and now it's basically a shop. So I can just go in and like buy as many keys as I want from the shop, right? Obviously I wouldn't have this like, this is fun. How is this like not falling? So that's that. I need to fix this because for some reason these don't like disappear fast enough, so I can't like click the next one. I think it's because I have the actors like waiting to disappear. Yeah, 15. They scale, which is weird. Or squash. Whoops. You can have inventory slots in the UI to show players how many spaces they have. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. And if you try to pick up an item with a full inventory, shake the item and have a thought bubble pop up above the player. There's no player, but above the mouse, I guess. A backpack behind a red X. Yeah, that's a good idea. I would let players destroy items with the right click and not limit stacks. You're talking about an issue with items that are behind the tree. Yeah, I don't know how to fix that yet. If I buy a key and it pops behind the tree, I can't pick up the key anymore. Right above the cursor. Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because I keep like running into situations where I'm like, want there to be a player on the screen, but there's not. Originally, I thought maybe I'd have like a character that you control and you click places and he would like walk there and do things, but it doesn't feel like a search and find to me, so I don't think it matches. See, like if I try to click two things at once, I have to wait like a whole second. I think that's because, let's fix that really quick. There's a lot of things to do. Things like move really fast when you're adding new things, but then like you run into situations where you're like, oh yeah, what about this though? And then that's when things like slow down. That's like the slow development time. Interactable. So we're setting visibility here. We need to set no collision here. Set actor enable collision to false. That's better. Beautiful. That means I should be able to just make a whole bunch of keys and pick them up really fast now. But yeah, now how to fix this? So, I mean, like we could have like priorities, right? And like when we try to get like things under the mouse cursor, we just we like sort them by priority and pick those things up first. But then like, what do we do? Maybe that's how we fix that actually. We need to fix that too. Oh, what have we done? All right, let's fix that next. All right, we're just fixing bugs right now. Yeah, I know. We're getting errors. I know. This is gonna be, I guess, just on the character probably. Wasn't sure if there would be a character that follows the clicks. Autocorrect clicks is a word. You don't need to change it for me. Does the tree click use a mouse over trigger or is it raycast? It is using this might be a problem because this might not work. It is using a hit result, which means it's only finding one actor. Now, technically, I could do like get mouse position on screen or whatever, and I could do a trace there, and then I could find actors and sort them by priority. That might be the best way to do it. I really like this method. It's just so much cleaner, but I don't know. Let's fix the issue with the player real quick, and then we'll... Hovering. Do I have like a delay? It's this delay right here. No, it's not. This is just for the move to. This is the quest hover. It's this. How do we fix this? So when you hover over an NPC, the start hover creates a widget, and then it plays an animation. The widget automatically plays an animation on start. When you stop hovering, it calls a function on that widget to play the close widget animation, which just like shrinks it down, and then waits for that to be finished. And once it's finished, then it says, hey, I'm finished with this, and now we can destroy the widget. So it does that and then just gets destroyed. The problem is that we have one widget reference. So if you hover over this, unhover, and then hover over it again, then this gets called when the first, well, how is this happening? Basically, it's basically this right here. This bind event is like triggering. Maybe when we start the hover, we should stop animations on the widget if it exists. How about that? Stop all animations. And or maybe we should just destroy it. Maybe we don't worry about stopping animations, we just destroy it instead. Oh, not that. It's a this actually. This is a annoying, slightly more complicated system than I wanted to build. Well, that's definitely not working. Why though? Oh, right, because it's not doesn't exist. Duh. My God. My OCD does not like UE5 as much. Still not working? But why? Can't you stop items to be dropped behind? Yeah, so I was thinking about that too. I could put like a collision sphere around all of the props in the game, so like they bounce off them. The problem is like I have to change the collision sphere for each one, and then like for a tree, for example, that's much taller, the sphere would have to go around the whole thing. I guess I could do like a capsule, and then if it hits that, it would just bounce off it. That would probably be the best way to do it. Another option would be like to build a little like triggers like capsule or whatever behind the thing, and if it lands in that, then I just like slide it out. I can just like move, like set its X position or whatever to have it just slide out until it's passed. That's one solution too. Picking up items behind them would be kind of like the worst place or worst tactic, because maybe later I want to have like a gate or something, like a barred gate or something, and I want to have like a key behind it, and then you have to like hit a lever to lift that gate up to be able to click the key. So if we set up a system where you can just click items through other items, that means like I couldn't do that, or I'd have to like set up an edge case for it. I'm not a massive fan of UE5. I guess 526 might be great. 4.5 probably wasn't the best either. I don't know. I think my problem with UE5, what was I complaining about? I don't remember what I was complaining about. It was a problem in 5. I don't remember what I was even talking about. OCD. Right. Yeah, they just seem to change a lot of the like heights. Like this custom event is like not quite the same height as this. So like if I snap this to here and I snap this to here and I hit Q, it moves up just like by a couple pixels. Like why? Just put these on the grid. Like I don't get it. I don't know. I feel like they could have done a better job, but it seems like in UE5 they broke a lot of those things. Like this one's different too. Like all the custom events have like different heights. Like if I move this one onto the grid and this one onto the grid, these are no longer that, like this is no longer even. Like it's just barely not even, but it's enough for my OC. Oh, maybe that one's fine actually. I can't tell. This one for sure, right? This one for sure is like not even anymore. Like, and it's just enough for my OCD to notice it and get frustrated. Yeah, alignment is really annoying. And like it would have been fine, but like this one's definitely off. Like, or this one's fine, but these two are off. But I can't tell. And I can't line it up either because yeah, that's definitely off. But I can't line it up because I have two nodes connected to it, or two wires connected to it. So I have to do this, and then I can line it up, which only moved it by like 1 pixel, but it was enough for my OCD to notice it and bother me. Like if you're gonna build a visual scripting system for designers, you better make it OCD friendly, because a lot of designers have OCD. That's why they're designers, right? Yeah, that's like the biggest complaint. That, and it seems like debugging is really annoying in UE5. Like if I go in and set like a breakpoint on this, like this one for example, hello, and then I test play, I can't, like I hover over this, it tells me unknown class. Oh right, because there is no unknown class. Right, that's right now. Hang on, let's try it again. Oh, so now it's working. A lot of the times when I do this though, like it doesn't show me information. It just says like, it doesn't say not in scope, but it says like none or unknown or something. I don't know. I guess this one's fine, but like there are some situations where it like says that. Like I bet these ones right here, I bet you anything these don't show up. If I step through this, well, I didn't get through it. Wait, I didn't get through it. I don't know why. Anyway, this should destroy actor. Oh, it's because the do once. Maybe we just don't have the do once on here. fixed it. It's not as clean now because it kind of like pops in, but or pops out, but like it's fine. At least I can't break it now. That's what's important. Okay, that problem solved. What's next? Should we try to fix the issue with the NPC moving or dropping stuff behind trees? Let's fix that. So let's get rid of his waypoints. Let's get rid of his wander radius. Let's move him up here, like right there. Play. Get an apple. Drop the key. Uh-oh, can't pick up the key. Okay, so if we got a prop, man, this is gonna be annoying. Maybe like on the sprite, we just add like a capsule collision. We rotate this by, what is the sprite rotated at? It's the scene component, -30. So we do rotation 30. Plus 90, so -60. There we go. But then we have to scale this up based on the size of the sprite, which is going to be really annoying. I'll have to do this basically manually for every new thing I make. Right, and even that's like not gonna solve the problem because it's like it could still land here and still be behind it. So I don't know. I don't know this. I think the solution might have to be like moving actors out of the way thing. Maybe we do a thing where like we trace from the center of the actor back to the camera, and if we hit a like an interactable object, then we just like keep sliding the actor over until we don't hit it anymore. End up having to print string a lot. Yeah, same. And in UE4 I never had that problem. Like I could basically, I put breakpoints everywhere. That was like my go-to. Once I learned how breakpoints worked, I was like, oh my god, this is so much easier. So I just break everywhere and then find yeah, it's just so much better. What is this capsule? What am I even like doing with collisions? I don't remember what I'm doing. Let's just do block all just for testing purposes. I mean, that worked. Because it just hits it and bounces back off. Is that really like the solution though? I feel like if we put it like here, we're gonna run into the same issue. Not there, probably. Yeah, same issue. I mean, we could just open the tree and make the capsule bigger for the trees. Oh, that's a problem because now we hit our own things. Like, it's not a solution. But yeah, it definitely shoots our apples out more because it hits its own thing, which we could maybe fix that. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I don't love it though. What if we do... I kind of like the camera trace solution. I think the camera trace solution might be the best way to do this. wonder how that like, how does that work with an orthographic camera though? I'm afraid they're gonna like keep sliding around everywhere. Oop, wrong button. I want the capsule. Thank you. Okay, let's try the that's that solution. What is this thing called? Item something, collectible item. Is that right? Do I want to trace for a camera? Sure. Yeah, because then we'll just make, yeah, because that'll be like our, yeah, that's right. Because then if we wanted to do something or like it could be behind it, then we would just make it like that, like a gate, for example. We would just set that to be, to not block camera. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so let's do get actor location, trace start, and then we just need to do we just grab the player's camera? That we do? I wonder if we should like actually just do like a straight trace. Cast to, well, is this gonna work? Will this even hit the player pawn? Let's just see what we're hitting. Plain. Why is Eventic turning on once we click it? Because we're not hitting anything then? Oh, you know what it is? We're not hitting anything. I get it. We're not hitting anything until we click it, because when we click it, we turn on collisions and then it falls. So we need to fix that. We just want to turn off collisions. Ugh. What channel am I even tracing for on my controller? World Dynamics. We just need to change it from World Dynamic. And that's a physics actor. So we just want to change the paper sprite to no collision. And that way our click won't do anything. it's hitting itself. Or each other. They're hitting each other. Oh, that's also not hitting the tree. Maybe it's because our prop doesn't block camera. Yep. There we go. Okay. So now we go back to collectible item. If we're hitting something, then we want to just move the actor over a little bit. Let's do lerp. No, what am I looking for? Let's just do a v interp. Am I doing this wrong? We just need to move it a little bit to the, like, left or right. I think we'll just move everything, like, slide everything to the right. Now we'll go to the left because, like, everything drops to the left, which might be another problem. Would get player camera manager work? I don't think we need it. I think this is going to work fine because if we're hitting something that blocks the camera view, then we want to move it. Otherwise, we don't, which means, yeah, we should be set. We just want to, like, maybe we just add relative location, maybe. We just add location to the actor, add actor local offset. Let's do world offset. Like, what if we just do like this? What happens now? Does this do anything? Whoops. That's X. Oh. Maybe we need to do it when it's not moving. We need to, like, give velocity first. So we'll do, like, let's do equal 0, I guess. Or instead of getting, well, let's just do this. We could do like a 1 or something. So if we're stopped, basically, then instead of negative, let's just do 1 because I think that feels more natural. Yeah, that worked. That didn't work. Is this too big of a, or not big enough of a range? Is it just like slowly moving around? Let's do a print and see if this is the problem. I think it is. Do we break something else? Because that's working. Maybe we're not hitting this. We're hitting something. Why is it not moving? Oh. Now we're no longer hitting something? Because it's not orthographic. Or because of the orthographic camera, if our camera wasn't orthographic, you would be able to see this is actually like behind it. So it's actually seeing. Can I not do this in here? Okay, let's test in selected viewport. Yeah, and then we hit eject. That's what's happening. See that? We can see it now, so it's out of the way in the orthographic viewport. So we need to be doing a line trace. This is working perfectly, except we need a line trace like to the camera plane, like from its location. How do we do that? We need like we don't want to draw this. We want to go from like the actor location. Get actor rotation. I love vector math. This is super fun stuff. Get right vector length times by, this needs to be a float, plus this. What? No, this is supposed to be a float. What happened here to float? Times by like 2,500, 25,000. It doesn't really matter what the number is. It's just a big number. And then that's the end. And that should be just tracing. What I want is like, that'll be get like here, and then just trace a line straight outward, which should be relatively close to what we're looking for. Oh, not even close. Let's pause, eject, and see where this is actually tracing. It doesn't know where the hell it's tracing to. Oh, I guess maybe that's the right vector. That's not 25,000 units though. Maybe we need to get forward vector. Maybe I'm doing this wrong entirely. Oh, I probably need to add this to location, not back to the forward vector. It probably needs to be this. So it's probably actually get right vector. Yeah, that's actually correct. So I do the location plus right vector times that. So that should be, yeah, that should work. Pause, eject. We're getting the same thing. It's not working. What about a trace from object to object location on screen? Oh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a thing. Object location. Is it actor location on screen? Convert world location to screen location. That just gives me an X and Y though. Is there like a, what about, is there a way to like just see if something's in the camera viewport? Or like if it's, let's just ask GPT how to do this. All right, GPT, lay it on me. Player camera Z value, maybe. Let's see. Bounding box frustum test. Test the object's bounding box intersects with the camera's frustum. That sounds like, oh, it was recently rendered. Actor recently rendered. But this would mean like I could technically still see it. Like, because there was a situation where I could still see the key because it wasn't fully behind something, but I couldn't click it because it was behind the bounding box of the other actor. So that won't work. Unless, well, maybe it would work if this with a tolerance. What if we just did we don't need this. This worked perfectly. I think it's still being rendered. I don't think that's like, that's not what I need. If the camera's bounding, the camera's bounds and its view frustum in world space. Okay, let's try this. I think we just get player camera manager here. Get actor bounds? I don't think so. This is the problem with GPT, is it just makes shit up. You know, it's like, what? It doesn't even know if this is correct. It's just making stuff up. Unreal. And like searching this kind of stuff is like, this is going to be a nightmare. top plane, near plane. What? What? That's literally, there's literally no. Oh, never mind. Read the value of variable frustum start distance from origin to start drawing the frustum. What does this want? A draw frustum component object. I don't know. What's up, Arion? It's going pretty good. Just running into some issues here. What are you trying to do? Hodulis, or sorry, Hudalis. Got it. Basically what's happening is this. When we spawn certain actors, they can end up behind trees or other things, and then I cannot click them to pick them up anymore. So I'm trying to find a solution. The cleanest solution I found so far is that we do a line trace from the whatever object it is to the camera plane. The problem is that this is an orthographic camera. So if I eject, like there can be certain situations where like the key here can be like here. And in the camera is actually, so I'm getting a line trace from here to the camera and it's working. It's like, okay, I can see the camera. Great. So if it can't see the camera, it just moves it to the left. Like it just slowly slides it over. But since it can't see the camera, it stops doing that. But when I go back into play mode here, it's still behind the tree. See, like I can see it here because the camera is different in orthographic. And I don't want to change from orthographic mode. I want to stay in orthographic if I can. Meaning that I cannot see the key behind it. So I need to figure out how to get the line trace to just go to the camera plane rather than the camera. And we're trying different things. I don't know the best way to do this. I've never messed with anything like this before. The line trace seems to be the best way to handle it so far. It's just how do we get to the actual like camera plane? Always good for a fictional tale. Yeah, GPT is great for like brainstorming. It's even not bad if for like coming up with like architecture. Like if you're like, hey, how should I structure or how should I build this like inventory system, whatever, that I want these features, whatever. Like obviously like a tutorial or step-by-step is going to be terrible and it's like just going to make stuff up and give you wrong nodes that don't exist or whatever. But like if you ask it like, how should I handle this kind of thing, it can be like, oh, you're going to need this and this and this, like so you'll build all these systems, whatever. Like that, it can be helpful with there too. You could deproject world to camera, then turn that transform into an offset from the camera location. Deproject world to camera. Are you talking about convert world location to screen location? Yep. Okay. That we are trying that, but I don't know what to do with this. This is just giving me the screen location, but I don't know how to like get this in 3D space. Turn that transform and offset from camera location. Oh. That might be complicated because this is going to be X and Y based on camera position, which I assume is going to be 0, 0 in the top left for screen location. So we'll be up here. Well, so up here is going to be 0, 0. And the camera center is going to be here, obviously. So I guess we could just take... How do we do that? That's not a bad. Like I think that's the way to go though. I think we're on to something. Camera location is me at 0.5. Yes. Okay. So we take like world. So we take the X and Y. No, we take the world position of the camera, and we add the X divided by 2 to it. We don't really care about the Y position. Wait, yeah, we do. Where did we... Did I not have, like, the camera? We deleted this, apparently. Can I... If we just get the camera manager... What's this? Not what I wanted. We have context. There we go. Does this actually work? I think it does. How did I get that? Oh, because I didn't have context until on. Sorry for the dogs barking. Okay, so we have an X and Y. So we take this and we do, let's break this and we add. Do we divide this by 2? Is this right? Easier to work this stuff from player controller. It'll be fine, I think, but yeah. I could build a function on the player controller to get like it might be a good idea actually in case I need this somewhere else to just build this on the player controller and just do like get, you know, like actor location on camera plane or something would be nice. But this is fine. Okay, and then we just do the same thing for Y. I think I might be doing this wrong. I remember the screen location output is PCT or direct pixel address. I'm pretty sure it is direct pixel because I have used it before and it does give you like, if you have a 1080 screen or whatever, it does give you like 0 to 1080. I remember that. Okay, this gives me this, and then we just make vector again. We can test this. I guess, does Z matter? Yeah, obviously Z matters. Let's do draw circle. Let's just see if we're getting what we actually want. I don't think we are. I feel like I'm doing something definitely wrong. Actually, let's do 0. Thickness 5. That's fine. Duration 10. Okay. Hold on, wait, an error. Oh. Convert world location to screen location. What have I done wrong? Oh, player controller. That makes sense. Okay, so we pop this guy out. Pause, eject. I don't have... Is that actually where the camera was? I don't think this did what we needed to do. Let's just do the line trace to it instead of trying to draw a sphere because that's not working. Okay, we're doing something wrong. I'm gonna grab a BP for you to look at. Okay, cool. Feel free to share it on the, what's it called, Blueprint UE. If you'd like. I'm curious, if you have the mouse item, you do a trace to mouse position on screen. If the mouse got near the tree, the item trace would fail. Hold on. If you have the mouse item, you do a trace to mouse position on screen. If the mouse got near the tree, for example, the item trace would fail. So the mouse getting close to the tree could trigger a yeet. I'm not sure what you mean, Deb. Also, hi, Wolf. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Oh, you know what else I forgot? I don't have YouTube chat open. Oh my god. I knew I was forgetting something when I started the stream. Sorry, YouTube, if you're out there. What have I missed? Omega Killer. Yeah, Unreal can do 2D games, but it's a little lacking. Actually, it's very lacking. Sorry, this was probably from like 2 hours ago. Oh, it wasn't, because I've only been live an hour and a half. I feel like we're onto something with this. Like I know this is gonna be involved somehow. I don't know. I also feel like this could work, but it's definitely like not going straight out, and I don't understand. I'm getting actor rotation too, which might be we need to do we could just get the relative rotation. Hold on, let's do it again. Like how do you figure that that's where that goes? I mean, it's tracing along the plane. That's forward. That's the forward vector though. I really doubt that. Like how is that the right vector? I don't understand. Give me a solid and project and then immediately deproject. Deproject screen to world. Hold on, am I doing this wrong? Maybe I just did this wrong. What do you want to do with this? I was doing convert. I was not doing project. Do you want me to? I'll trace to it. You said the BP. Oh, thank you. What's up, Pashley? Yes, it's a new game. Oh, I think it worked. Wait, hold on. I think that worked perfectly. Well, yeah, I think it did. I think it worked. Ideally, maybe we add a little bit of an offset to the location just so it's not super hidden behind the tree. But that worked. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pop smoke and stop procrastinating. I don't know what that means, but all right. Enjoy popping smoke. What happens if I drop a bunch of these? It can't move. Leave and try to work on this silly tutorial system. All right, have fun. Thank you so much for your help. Appreciate it. Bro, just use Godot. Too late. I know Unreal Engine really well. I've been using it for several years. So while I think Godot would do a great job of this, I know it would. I know Godot and I know GameMaker would both work really well for this game. I just don't know the engine well enough, so I feel like the amount of time it's going to take to struggle through making a 2D game in Unreal versus the amount of time I'm going to struggle to learn a brand new engine to make a 2D game in an engine that makes more sense is going to be about a wash. So I don't see any reason to switch to a new engine when the majority of the work I have to do is not going to be 2D related. Like, I'm spending a lot more time just like building like back-end systems and things like that that really has nothing to do with the 2D aspect of the game. Are you able to add movement instead of just offsetting because the bounce looks better than the sliding? I agree. I don't think you're going to see it all that often. It's boring to me, so I find it super hard to focus. Yeah, I get that. That is the problem with like the last 10% of all game development, if that's where you're at, is like, and like tutorials, things like that too, is like all in the same nature. It's just like anytime you run into something that's like boring to make, it's like takes 10 times longer than it should just because you don't want to do it. Totally get that. Anyway, I don't know what else to do. Yeah, obviously like the slide doesn't look fantastic. Would you like what do you picture, Zab? What do you think it should do? Like just keep bouncing until it gets out? Because like we could do that, I guess. Let's try that. The problem is we won't be able to do it on tick, but that's okay. Okay, let's get rid of all the junk that we don't need here. We don't need any of this. We'll use this because we don't want to do it while it's still moving. We don't need any of this. We don't really need, like, we could turn this into a function library or something, but it's fine. So yeah, the other solution would be, instead of adding a world offset, let's do what if we do a, like, let's get rid of this. Do once here, and then we do like add impulse maybe. I don't know. This is gonna be a pain. What if we do one? No, we can't do one. It's probably gonna be more than that. like 50 here, and like X is up, right? So let's do like 20. Actually, X is backward, Z is up. So let's do 0 and 50 here, I guess. Sure. So it should be like that, I think. And we'll do a delay, I guess, by like, I don't know, 0.5 to like let that do something. Actually, we shouldn't even need to do once here. Now that I think about this, because when this impulse happens, it's going to move the character or move the actor, and then we won't have this will stop it from doing it again until it stops. So if we're ever behind something, it'll just kick it back out, and we should just keep bouncing. I don't know what 50 is going to do. We'll test it. Okay. We're onto something. Let's do 150 and like 85 or something. Huh? It's really not bad. It is a projectile, yeah. That actually works like way better than I expected it to. It just kind of hops back out. It also gives it a little more of a push. Let's go, maybe do a little bit more, do you think? We don't need a delay here. We don't need this. This is pretty nice. Let's do 100 here. Maybe 165 here. Was it better? I mean, it might have been better before, but like, what happens when there's like an item in front of it? Just pops up. Just pops up. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, it's a little weird, but like, what are you gonna do? That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, it's great. I mean, we can't really like break it, right? Like, it's gonna find its way out there eventually. It'll just keep doing it. Solves pileup issues already. Yeah, it's kind of perfect. I love it. Perfect. It's absolutely it's perfect. Save it. We're done. Move on. It's better than before. Yeah, it's way better than before. Okay, that's so good. So good, so good. Okay, what do we need to do then? We fix all the weird little issues we're running into. We got to fix the inventory system. Okay, so what's the plan here? I'm trying to decide if we should just do one stack. I think we should just do one stack. I think we just allow one stack, and then let's do this. Let's set up and let's fill the inventory with empty slots, and then we'll replace those slots. Well, should we replace the slots, or should we just put empty items in them? I think we just fill. Well, we will just put empty items in, but I think we'll just fill. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go. Stop. Inventory slot. Let's go here. We need like a border. Hold on. We have a border behind already that's empty, I guess. Slot border. There we go. Oh, right. I forgot I had this. This just looks ugly, but we'll turn it back on for now. We'll tint it with like black, I guess, and we'll do semi-transparency. It'll look a little better that way. Okay, and then we will do we need a way to determine if it's an empty item. Is this the best way to do this, or should we actually make like a new inventory slot that's just empty? It's fine. We'll do this. Let's just make a variable called empty slot. This will just be simpler, I think. Maybe, because then we can do different things, but like we won't hover it. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We can just do this, but like this is a little more work. No, we don't want that. Let's just do this. I really wish there was like a fast way to like right click this and do like a not. There might be. Nope. Nope. And then we need to do this on pre-construct as well. Let's just do this actually. We just need to put in inventory item in here instead. Maybe we should have just done the branch. Sorry. And then we just grab our icon and the icon shadow. Just set visibility to collapsed. Can't do both. Okay, that's done. Slot button. Set enabled. And then the problem is we have to now do this on the opposite. Oh, I guess we don't. They're all set automatically by default, and they just get destroyed and rebuilt, so it's fine. Button, icon, amount, text amount as well. Why do we have different? Wait, what? Is this why this isn't working? I used the wrong function. Okay. All right, and then let's go back to our inventory, and when we autofill items, repopulate our inventory, we do this for all the inventory, and then what we're gonna do is after we add all these items here, we need to figure out how many there are left. Let's do fill with empties. Then we can grab our let's bring in we'll just do it for both actually. So let's just go, yeah, that's fine. Inventory. How it is? I don't remember how I'm determining which inventory it's in because I don't have a separate inventory for consumables. Maybe I should. See what I mean? Like if I had to learn how to do this in Godot, like this would have taken me days to figure out this kind of stuff in Godot. And that this is the majority of the work for this game is like actually back-end programming and not 2D related things. If I was making like a 2D action game or something, yeah, like that would be a huge waste of my time in Unreal Engine. What does clear entire inventory do? Clears children from all these different things. Okay. And then we add the item. Right. We're choosing which inventory to pick. So it's the grid inventory or the grid consumables based on the inventory type. Okay. So we just give the entire inventory, grab the entire inventory from the player, and we do a loop. No, we don't need to loop through it. We need to count it. No, we don't need to count it. We need to, shit. We don't need this. We're just going to grab our grid consumables, do get children count. We're going to do minus, this is 9, and we don't have, that's hard coded now, which sucks, but that it is what it is. And we do a for each loop. For loop. That's what I meant to say. Start at index 1. We're going to spawn empty inventory slots. I guess it doesn't matter what index this is because if we just put all these at -1, this is just for like finding which item to remove when you click something, which might even actually be, we might even like ditch that. We might not even need that. But we do need to figure out now. Oh yeah, this is consumables. So we need to grab our consumable, add child, it goes here and here. Okay. And now we basically just do the exact same thing twice. But this one, we have 45 slots. Right? It was 15 by 3, which might be a problem for smaller screens, and that might change things. But it is what it is for now. We might need to do a scroll bar. I don't know. I don't know how we're going to handle that. It's fine for now. And then we just swap this out with our grid inventory and grid inventory here. Okay, and then we go back to inventory, BPC inventory. So this is populate inventory, and then afterward we're going to fill with empties. That did not work. Uh-oh. Double uh-oh. Hold on, maybe we just flip things. Inventory slot. If this is valid, we are removing it. Yep. When did I remove that? Okay. We are still not filling these. So let's go figure out why. So, all right. So we have 0 children. So we're going to take 9 minus 0 would be 9. So 1 through 9. We loop. We create empty things. And then add children. Why is it not working? Maybe it's because the amount is... Oh no, the amount's 1. And it's empty, so it should be invalid. We could make an empty inventory item, actually, that might just make this work better. Like, we can just go into our data here. Item library. Make a data asset. Item, select P or DA underscore empty. Let's see, item underscore empty. And that will just be clear empty item. Stack size 1, save. I don't know. I feel like we're getting in the weeds a little bit with this, but that's, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Either way, I don't see why this wouldn't be working. This should definitely be working. Maybe that's not being called. Oh, okay. That wasn't being called at the beginning. Because we're not populating the inventory because there's no like save information, right? Well, it almost kind of worked. Like we got 1 in our inventory. Also, why use an inferior engine? Oh my. I do think that Godot is an inferior engine in every way other than its 2D capabilities. I think it is definitely better for 2D certain things. Also, what games have even been made on Godot that aren't just game jams? I think just because it's still pretty new and like hasn't really been mainstream for a while, there really aren't any yet. I mean, it takes time to make games. But I'm sure there's some, right? There's got to be some like bigger games made on Godot. Hashtag Game Jam Engine. Wow, throwing some shade. To be honest, I've considered learning Godot for game jams. Maybe. Oh man, it's so good. That's so solid. That works so well. Yeah, I don't know why this isn't working though. But I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to just like ditch this extra stuff and just do like, what if we just do this and we go back into, where is it? This one. And when we fill with empties, we just fill with an actual empty item. Oh, it gave me a key when it's empty. Oh, interesting. Oh, I know what's going on. It's filling, it's working, it's putting them in, right. It's just, it's a grid, so it's just putting them in the 0, 0 slot. How did I miss that? It's in here. The empty one doesn't work, I guess, because it's not setting. Let's just, yeah, whatever. Let's just clear this out. Let's just leave these empty on purpose. We won't worry about the empty inventory slot. In fact, let's go. Let's just delete it. Oh man, I don't want to force delete in UE4 crashes the engine like 50% of the time, so I'm not going to force delete it. How about we just do this? Why does Unreal Engine not have this? I don't know. Like, how come you can't just like right click this and be like mark for deletion, and then when the engine like unloads that asset, then it deletes it? Or like when the engine starts up, it finds all marked for deletion and then just deletes them for you. That way you can just restart and delete all those dumb things without having to worry about crashing. That'd be nice. Okay, we need, where are we at? So yeah, we can't just add child here. We have to add child to uniform grid in a row. This is the content. Now we get to do some fun math. Let's see. We take our index. Oh man, this is going to be a pain. We need to take our index plus our children count to get the current slot. And then we divide this, I believe, by 45 for the row. And we take the same number and do modulo for the column. I think. Let's see if that works for the inventory, and if it works, then we'll continue on. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, let's rethink this. I think we're getting in the weeds. Let's I think we can get this working, obviously, but I think there's a better way. Maybe what we do is we fill the whole inventory with empties first, and then we replace, I don't know. I feel like replacing them might be a better move, but then we have to change how we're doing the inventory. Because right now it's just destroying the whole thing and then adding new ones in every time we update it. Just use Unity for 2D anyway. I think Dome Keeper was made in Godot. That sounds about right. Which I think was a Game Jam game that got released, but or that got finished, but still. Yeah, unhook. Did I unhook that? No, it's still there. All right, let's just go look at add item to inventory and see how we did this. Yeah, we get, oh, the current children count. Okay, we don't need to add. That's why. That's where we're wrong. We just need this. Oh, 15, not 45. That's like full slots, right? 15 and 3. Um, it didn't work, but it mostly worked. I don't know what. Maybe I just didn't do enough. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's do new window. $15. We only did like 20. So children count is going to be 0 here for the inventory. Do 45 minus 0. We should be doing this 45 times. I think are we overlapping things? Hmm. This is not right. We fill the whole inventory and then we have like we should have inventories and or items in there already. It only added 2 more. These are definitely overlapping the items too. These obviously need to be like redone like the art does. Why is this not working? So if we have one apple, or like we have one key in there, children count should be 1. Oh, is this because I know what's happening? This is happening because we're getting the children count, and then each loop, this is changing. Oh my god. I don't know why I cannot type today. There we go. We did it. We solved it. I don't know why these are darker now when I put another one on them. I don't know if it's because they're overlapping the empty one. I don't think so. Let's do this. We need to set this up anyway, so let's go inventory. Item used. Instead of use inventory item, let's do remove item. That's the item, and we'll remove, I guess, just one for now. This will just be temporary, but let's see if it's working. So we're consuming apples now, technically. Not a usable item because it's a key, so only consumables can be. Okay. All right. Yeah. So when that gets, yeah, that's fine. This is working great. Okay. Cool. If it's changing each loop, will using that value instead of the cached value. Yes. Yep. We're on the same page. Nice job. Okay. Now let's go ahead and what? Do we set up stats? Do we set up usable items? Do we we need to set up we need to cap items. So let's go when we add an item. We need to know if this item already exists in the inventory at all. Like we have a found stack. Maybe this needs to be like if we found an item at all, we don't want to make a new stack. So we should add like a Boolean here maybe. Oh god, there's a lot of stuff back here. Like a stack exists Boolean maybe. And then when we return, we should return if there's a stack or not. Because if a stack already exists, then we don't want to add one to the end. What? What? What's your problem? Is not blueprint writable? Why? It's a function. This is just a local variable. What? Please fix markup or cease accessing as this will be made an error in future releases. I don't get it. Click the advanced dropdown. Where? Click the what? On right? This? Oh, advanced right here. Got it. What did I do? I didn't do anything. This is Unreal Engine being Unreal Engine. This is what's wrong here. I don't know why that variable wasn't writable. That might be a bool in there. Yeah, I thought I when I realized what you wanted me to click, I thought that's what it was too. But yeah, that's Unreal Engine just being Unreal Engine, doing its thing. Maybe I did something weird when I created it. I don't know. I did promote it from this and then I changed it. So maybe promoting from this specific node breaks that or something. I don't know. Anyway, so now when we add item, if the stack already exists, then we don't want to do anything else. Well, we do want to do some things. No, wait. Now, how do we do this? Like this. Oh wait, this isn't even false. Okay, let's test and see if that works. I mean, this does mean that we're gonna like just not do anything with those items. It'll just be destroyed for no reason. Which, I mean, obviously, yeah, that's broken. But this is, oh man, this is gonna be a problem because that means I now need like a return on like the add item and like need to check to see if it was actually added. If it wasn't, then we need to just like error out and like not pick up the item and show a whole thing. This is gonna be just a whole mess. How about this instead? Let's do this is obvious. Like we're gonna have to like go a little deeper into this to make this work, but I hate it because I like get into the weeds about this kind of stuff without like really thinking it through. And then I would waste like 20 minutes. Okay, how about instead when we add item, or the only way to add an item to your inventory is to pick it up off the ground, which means we could just go into here and on interact. Get the inventory component. Check inventory. How did we do the shake thing? I think that's an interactable. Do shake event. It's just on BP prop. That's dumb. Why didn't I build that into like the interactable? Okay, how about that? Now you're happy? And then we'll add more to this later. We'll do like a little backpack pop-up or whatever once we have that. Check inventory for this item. Amount does not matter, just one. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. Ah, this won't work. This just means you can't pick up any item once you already have one. Actually, yeah, we can do the stack, right? We'll see if we already have the full stack. It's not gonna work if we pick up multiples, but yeah, that works. We have a full stack, so we can't pick them up anymore. Hi. What's the difference between found stack and stack exists? Nothing. Wait, I don't know where you saw that. Oh, I see what you're saying. The output on that one thing. The found stack would mean like I found a stack to put this in. You're right. You think it would be different, but the first naming was poorly named. This right here is named poorly. What this is implying is saying, oh, I found a stack to put this in, not necessarily that there's a stack. Like the stack exists means like I found like that stack already exists in here, period. So don't put another one in. But this one means like I have found that stack. I found a stack to put something in. If that's that's probably confusing. Maybe we should let's just change this right now. Let's call this found suitable stack. How's that? Nope, decided against infinite stacks. I'm gonna do stack count and limited inventory size, which also means we need to check to see if we have inventory space before we pick something up, which should be pretty easy. Let's go to our inventory component. We're literally in it. Make a new function called has inventory space. Let's input an item type. And then do a this is a problem too, because now we have to we can't just check for inventory space because you might have a stack of 9 apples available, but you don't have any other inventory space. We could check to see if there's a free inventory slot. How about this? Let's just rename this to has empty inventory slot. Get inventory, get grid, symbols, get grid, inventory. I don't think we need to worry about checking this for equipment because equipment's just going to swap when we get that set up. Consumables, equipment, data. We really don't need to. Well, actually, yeah, this would go here. Yeah. Because your grid or your equipment will go into your basic inventory. So we don't actually ever need to check to see if your equipment inventory is full. Okay, and then we do get child or get children count. We do greater than or less than the max. Return. And then this is going to be a select. Based on your item type. This is going to be 45, 45, 9. So we have less than those when we know we have an empty. Oh wait, we won't. Damn it. We won't know that because now we filled all the empties with inventory slots. Asked a question, gets 9 cents. Zal, let me know if you're back. If you're back, I'll answer your question again. Oh wait, I already answered the question and you said you got it. That's why I have the YouTube and Twitch versions open for that reason. Oh really? You just watch on both streams? And then you can just, yeah, that's pretty funny. It's actually not a bad move. The stream's kind of dead today. So I'm doing boring stuff. It's okay. It's nice and relaxing. I can actually get work done when there's not a ton of people in here. Oh, okay. How do we do this then? I mean, obviously we can just like build a function that just like checks to see if there's inventory space for a certain item. We already kind of have that built in the add item. Yeah, let's see. Can add to inventory. I don't know. Should we just like, maybe we should just do on like add item, we just add a return. Like we could just have a return and be like, oh, failed to add. We're gonna have to do this anyway. Let's just do this. This is the right way to do it. That way we can just attempt to add the item whenever we want. And if we don't have space for it, then we don't have space for it. So so even though we might, okay, so this does mean you can only have, oh man, how do we actually care? Like, can you have, should we just allow players to have multiple stacks of the same item? Because this means right here, like this right here is checking to see if there's any items that are just like a stack size of 1. Meaning if you like find like a sword or something, right? That means that if you already have a sword, like an iron sword, for example, it's a stack size of 1, but it should check before this to see if you already have that item. And if you do, it won't let you pick it up again. You can only have one of each item. It'll just be unique. Skip ads, kind of. I think we just let players have multiple stacks. It's just going to be so much simpler. And like, we're going to run into a lot of issues where it's like, players that like, maybe like we have like potions don't stack or something. Who knows? Like we could have some special item or whatever that's consumable that doesn't stack that you might need more than one of. Might want more than one of. Or what if you're like, I don't know, fighting a bunch of goblins and they keep dropping weapons, whatever, and you're just taking the weapons because you can sell them for gold somewhere. Like, you know, like it could be anything like that. I don't know if that's gonna actually be a thing in the game, but like I would rather, in case it is, I'd rather it be like possible at that point. Okay, so all right, it's official. We're allowing multiple stacks, but we are gonna cap inventory size. That honestly probably is just simpler anyway. Okay, so all we gotta do is here, we just gotta check to see if our inventory is full or not. And that means, so if we don't find a stack to put it in and we haven't just added it, oh, even here, we still need to like simply add the stack. If it can't be stacked, we still need to check here if we even have space for it. So maybe before we do anything here, no. We check here if we have space for it, and then we don't need to check down here again. because we can just do a Boolean here maybe. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if we don't have space for it. No, because we can check that. We should really check to see if there's a stack first. This is just more expensive than just doing this, which is why I did this first. I thought if it's the first item, we don't need to loop through every single item in your inventory to check to see if you can put it somewhere. If it's the first item you pick up, it's a single stack size, and we can just add it. But we're gonna have to check to see if there's any space, which means going through the inventory and looking for any is valids. So that's fine. This is gonna be this will be easy. Has empty inventory slot. Or let's do check find check for empty slot. This won't work. So what we do instead is we don't even care about the item type. Oh no, we do care about item type. Put that back then. We don't care about the children count. We don't care about this. We don't care about this. We care about, we want to do get children, get all children, for each loop, reverse for each loop. This will be faster because if there's an empty one, it'll be the very end. So we'll get like the very last one. In fact, we don't even need to do that. We don't have to loop through it. We can just get the last index, right? There's never gonna be a situation where you'll have an empty slot in the middle because we're populating from the beginning every single time, then filling the end. So we can literally just get the last slot, the last index, and see if that's empty. Cast to, do I have to cast? Yeah, cast to inventory slot, get item. Get empty slot. If that last slot is empty, then we're set. We found an empty inventory slot. If it's not, it means our inventory is full. That's it, right? And we already, that empty inventory slot was working, I think. Did we set that up actually? Maybe we didn't do that. Inventory slot. No, we didn't set that anywhere. Okay, never mind. That's okay. Still easy. Just get the item. We can even just check to see if like the icon is visible or whatever if we wanted to, but this is fine. Is valid. Plug that in. That's fine. So a bool for, hold on. Could you not have a variable on items that determines the stack size so you can determine a custom stack size per item? Yeah, and I already have that. So a bool for is stackable and a max item stack size. Yeah, but there's no reason for a bool and a number, right? Because I can just do this. I can just get the stack size. If the stack size is less than or equal to 1, it should just be 1, right? But I guess we could technically have a 0 for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, if it's less than or equal to 0, we know the stack size is just 1, so it's not stackable. So I don't need a boolean for it. Yeah, extra memory on every item. If you use an int 8 or byte, it would be smaller, but obviously you would want a limited. Yeah, you know what? I could have set the stack size to a byte, but like, it's just gonna be negligible. I don't think you'd like. I'm not gonna notice it. You know, like we're not gonna notice that in this tiny game. If this was like a much larger RPG, maybe. But that's like the point, right? Like Zab, like why would we have, hold on. If you say my way gives you control over the quantities if you want to say or limit say potions, Because how many people play Final Fantasy games and stack like 99 potions and never use them, for example? If you say can only ever have 10 of them, makes them more useful possibly. Yeah, which is what I'm doing. Yeah, we're doing that. That's what this stack size does that. We just don't need the Boolean on top of it to check if it's stackable. Because if we have a stack size of 1, it doesn't need, like, we don't need to check if it's stackable. We know it's not stackable. Okay, so now we have this check for empty slot. And we need to know the item type. So we know which inventory to check for. I might have done this inventory kind of a silly way, but it's fine. Okay, we only want to add the new item if it's stackable. If we can't add the new item. So if it's not stackable, we have one. If it's just a one single stack thing, then we can check if we have space. We add it. If we don't, we return. And we fail. Otherwise, we return. And we're done. Okay. Now, if it is stackable, we check to find a stack. If we find a stack, we add the item. Right. So are we actually adding this here? Yes. So this isn't find existing stack. This is add to existing stack. And then we return if we found it or not, with the remainder. Okay, so we add to the existing stack there if we can. If we find the existing stack, great. We run the whole function again to try to add more. And then if for some reason we are out of space, or we can't find any more existing stacks, we check down here. Couldn't find a new stack to add to, so we add a new one. But we only want to do this if we have an empty slot. If we don't have an empty slot, then we fail. So now this means trying to clean up a little bit. So here's a problem. Let's say we're picking up 10 apples. We have space for 5 of them, but no more. That means we add 5 apples, right? We get that 5. And now we run the pickup item again. Oh, shit. This won't work. I mean, like, it'll work. We just have to refactor more of this. Damn it. Okay, so I need to add a remainder onto this. I wish I could put a, like, note on this. You can't do that, can you? Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get the inventory amount here. This is a remainder because this is what we had left when we failed. Up here, if we fail to find an empty slot, we do the same thing. This is the remainder because we have a whole stack left still. Okay, now here, this is where we run into problems. We can't do this here. This needs to happen outside where we add the item. So on collectible, when we add our item, like this, like we don't need this anymore, I don't think. We can just get rid of this. Like none of this, all this is going to be moved to the end. Technically, we're not moving to the end. This is going to happen here. Because this is handling if we can stack it or not. If we're successful... Okay. Now, the question is, if we successfully find a place to put this, we could still have a remainder, because we could be putting some in one slot. Oh my god, this is a mess. This isn't going to work. Recommend what guy? Monkey socks. Are you sending me tutorials right now? My friend. I need not tutorials. I'm past tutorials. There are some things I need tutorials for like new systems, I don't know. But yeah, I'm good. I don't need a tutorial. But yeah, this is complicated because my original plan was if we don't have space for the slot, then let's just do it again. We'll just run the add item again. I think I need like an attempt to add item function that I can continually loop. Man, even that's not going to work. This is a mess. Damn it, how do I do this? Maybe I do need a tutorial. No, you're right. He makes a great inventory in his series, and it's basically what you're doing. I think you might need to break up your add items so you can do stack search and after a result, add item quantity. I think you're right, Zab. I think that's how I'm going to have to do it. This was working fine when I didn't have to worry about limits, and I don't know why I didn't think about that. That's why I put scroll wheels in there. I think I was just thinking, like, who cares if players have infinite inventory? Like, it doesn't hurt anything. And honestly, like, it doesn't, but I do think because if you have an infinite inventory, it will lead to players infinitely farming things. If there's a situation in the game where you can infinitely farm something, which there will be, if you can like leave a level and come back in and do something over again, or if there's like an NPC will let you just keep turning in quest items, whatever, to like sell things, whatever, players will infinitely farm that thing. And if that's the case, then like you make the rest of the game trivial. But by adding an inventory limit, it means you don't want to like one stack is usually more than, or is all you really want to do in most cases probably. So players will now only farm to the stack size of that item. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do like a can find stack, or we'll have to do like, can we put this in the inventory, and how much can we put in, and then we deposit that, and then we get like whatever's left, and we update the item to be that much, and then we'll error out if we can't fit it all. Okay, almost 3 hours. I'm thinking about taking a lunch break before I dive back into this. Damn it! I really thought we were done with this part, but it's okay. It's honestly not that much work. The majority of it's already done, which like I can kind of just pick it apart and fix it. The majority of this is already done, which is great, and this is not a big deal. And then after this is done, then we can work on like equipping and things like that. Um, It'll lead to players spending way too much time trying to find something. Oh, with like the infinite thing, you mean? Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, by scrolling through their inventory. Yeah, and there's not gonna be like a search function or a filter or anything like that. It should just be seen. But yeah, and like you won't really be able to like you'll be able to use items from your actual inventory. They just won't be consumable. I'm just sorting that for that reason. And I am really tempted to do a quest inventory as well that just puts quest related items that can't be used. But then really you're only left with like resources and gear in your other inventories, and it's sort of like, and we could like limit that to like like 20 slots or something. But yeah, my only concern is like, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We're just have to like right click to like destroy items, and it'll pop up and just like show a little trash can. You can click it. That way you can confirm it before you do it. All right. Emerald, you backed it like 4 years ago. You backed it. Yeah, it was about I think 5 years ago now, almost. The game, we just did our 4 year anniversary on Steam, which means the game has now been out. Right? Was it 4 years or 3 years? Came out in 2020. Yeah, 4 years. So that means you backed it almost 5 years ago. April 2020. Really? Yo, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, April 2020 was the Kickstarter, launched in September of that year. Yeah, so yeah, 4.5 years. Crazy. Have you tried it yet? Is it is it all it was hyped up to be? There are a few things that we promised in the Kickstarter we haven't quite finished up yet. We did promise bug catching, but then as we got closer to like finally putting it in, we actually decided to scrap it. Um, there's bugs in the game. You can technically catch bugs. It's just we don't use a net. The reason was just because it was going to add more complexity to like, it was just going to add more things in the world to like deal with and like more like load on your computer. And then on top of that, a lot of people were complaining about like they don't like creepy crawlies, and so they wanted like a mode that would like turn the bugs off. And I was like, why even add it at that point? It's just gonna be too much work. Let's try it. Can't wait to see what's been added with 3 years of work. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a whole lot since launch. Launch was pretty poor. It was pretty bad. So yeah, if you're not in the Discord yet, Emerald, I highly recommend it. Lots of active players, lots of good places to ask questions. Or there's a spoiler chat in there, so you can ask questions about secrets, and then just Swords of Magic chat to ask questions about anything else that you're stuck on. I highly recommend hanging out in there. Plus, I'd love to hear your feedback. Um, so yeah, there's a Discord command. There it is if you want to join. Highly recommended. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go do lunch and then come back and gut this inventory system and redo it. Let's leave a little note. Um, Part of me wonders like maybe we should just stay like stay the course here and just we never pick up more than one item at a time, because that way if this fails we just do nothing. We just leave it here. We don't try to add it again. We don't have to worry about a remainder. And we already talked about this too. Like, is there ever a situation other than gold? Gold is the only situation, and we're gonna change that entirely because it'll just be that'll be added separately. I don't know. Maybe this is not that big of a deal. I don't know. Either way, I need to use the bathroom and I need to go eat some food. So let's get out of here. We don't have enough people to justify a raid. I'm not gonna raid. I didn't raid last time either. So time to go over here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today. Appreciate it. You guys are awesome. There's no music, so I don't have to fade music in and out, which is kind of nice. But I will be back on Tuesday, and we will very likely be streaming this again. So be prepared for that. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.